There we go. I believe we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RBM as we are doing another live stream today. I haven't done one in a while. I was doing my Sunday lives, but I decided to kind of take a break from them a little bit because I wasn't getting any viewers. You know, the last one had about 2 or 3, so I thought maybe I'll try and grow my audience a bit more first before I start doing those lives again. But in this instance, I've decided I'm going to just go live when there's news, and news that everyone wants to hear about. So, of course, today's breaking news was Rupert Lowe, who is leading an inquiry into the grooming gangs, which everyone is talking about. And we're going to discuss that, see what you think, get your ideas on it, and go from there. So, of course, we have my guest here, One Gen Media. Welcome back, One Gen.
Hello, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, I decided to come and do this today because we're not doing a quiz, and I've been a bit ill for the last couple of days, but we might as well go for it. Important breaking news.
Yeah. So we were going to have another guest, of course, but that didn't go down too well because we were going to have Juliet, who I recently did a video on and did an X post, which went viral on X. She was going to come and share her story and discuss it with us as to what's going on and, you know, hopefully get us some help. But she wasn't able to make it. And then, of course, we were going to have Martine on as well, but she's nowhere to be seen. She may come on.
They may come on later, yeah. What happened with Juliet?
So.
Is everything all right? Do you reckon she might come on another day?
Yeah, she just couldn't get the childcare, so yeah, she had to put it off for today. But did you send Martine the link to this?
Oh yes,
yeah.
Right. I've given them the link.
So, yeah, so she's definitely got the link.
You know, well, hopefully Juliet can join us another day and we can go through that because we could spread some more awareness on it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, I did say to her that we're going to hopefully set it up at a future date, maybe when she can give me a couple of days' notice, when she's definitely going to be free. And then, of course, I can promote it, can put it out there and try and get the viewers in to hear her story, try and get her some help, as she's really suffering at the moment. Her daughter's missing, her grandchildren being snatched by the state, child grooming going on with her grandchildren, cover-ups, state cover-ups, judges just dismissing her case without even hearing it. It's awful, honestly awful what's happening to her. So if you do want to, you know, see who I'm talking about, have a look at my videos, as I put one out there when I was reporting outside the High Court in London on the Tommy Robinson trial. That's where I met Juliet, and she said a few words on camera. She was in tears, she was distraught. So yeah, straight away tried to get her some help, put her story on X, you know, shared what was going on, and that's got over 500,000 views, so we definitely got it out there. But we need to get it out there more because we're still waiting for help to come forward and see what they can give her, so look out for that. Very important.
Yeah, I've already shared that post on X for you, but it was doing well, wasn't it, after the first few days? It was over 500,000, wasn't it? People have
seen I think it's up to about 530,000, which is great. You know, there's a lot of messages of support and a lot of people are, you know, seeing the story, but this is just another case that is constantly going on in the UK of cover-ups and grooming scandals. And yeah, something needs to be done in her case as well. So yeah, but welcome everyone.
Yeah, please like and share everybody in the chat. So lives don't seem to get off and running until we're halfway through. So if you can just give it a like and a thumbs up and a share, hopefully I'll get.
Yeah, if you can give it a like and a comment at least, that'll get it shown to more people. Share if you can, but like and comment is most important. So yeah, get chatting. You know, ask us some questions. You know, give us your thoughts, what you want to discuss, and you know, we'll talk about it. We'll go through it. So, but for now, I think we'll crack on with what's happened today, which is Rupert Lowe finally leading the charge into the grooming gang scandal. You know, he's raising the funds, he's getting it done. Now, here's a few clips. If we all remember back a couple of months ago, this is what Keir Starmer thought of the whole situation.
And when politicians, and I mean politicians, who sat in government for many years, are casual about honesty, decency, truth, and the rule of law, calling for inquiries because they want to jump on a bandwagon of the far right.
Yeah, that was Keir Starmer. So calling for an inquiry into the grooming gang scandal was jumping on the bandwagon of the far right. in his opinion. That's what he thinks of it. He doesn't care, which is why Labour and his lot, they kicked it. They chucked it under the rug. They dismissed. They didn't even want to look into it. They declined to vote. They voted against a grooming gang inquiry. So this has now led up to Rupert Lowe having to do what he's had to do.
Didn't that comment that you make spark the disruption in Southport as well? Was that before or was that after?
No, that was after. This was This was when all the grooming gang scandal stuff was coming out, and when they were voting on the inquiry in Parliament, and I think 340 or whatever Labour MPs and that voted against it, didn't they? So they couldn't actually get an inquiry going. Now, because of that, of course, Nigel Farage was supposed to, promise us that he was going to get this done and get the money himself, and this is what he had to say, of course.
I have said that if the government don't give us a full review, that I will raise the money and put the money towards an independent inquiry, and I mean it. It was also very interesting that the Times leader today said, look, there has to be, the public demands that we get the full truth, because it feels like through the police, through social services, through political parties, we've not been told the truth for fear it might stoke racist division, the irony being that the crimes themselves were very racist in intent.
So, of course, there you go, Nigel Farage was all over this. In a couple of other videos and statements, he promised us that he was going to get this sorted, that he was going to raise the funds, and that Reform were going to look into it. Well, that never came to fruition. So, good evening, Bluebell. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So, yes, Nigel Farage, he's gone all silent on it, hasn't he? He hasn't raised the funds. He hasn't promised to get this done as he was going to do.
That's something that Starmer and Farage seem to have in common, is broken promises.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, it's almost like they want to try and promise to people, this kind of thing that the people want to hear, but then they don't act on it. It's like most politicians, they say they're going to do something and they don't do it, or they go against what they were going to do. We've seen this with Labour all over the place, and Farage is the same. I mean, yeah, Farage might turn around and have an excuse to say, oh, well, no, I was going to get it done. We're just sorting out the details or whatever. Well, no, you're leaving it too long. This is urgent. Children are suffering. You've got to get it done now. Rupert Lowe, he don't hang about. So if anyone's not familiar with what Rupert Lowe thinks about the grooming gangs, here's his powerful speech on it.
Rape of young working-class white girls by mainly Pakistani men on an industrial scale. That is a rotting stain on our country's history. I do not say this lightly, but it makes me ashamed to be British. We failed those girls, and heads must roll. I want deportations, not just for the rapists, but also the family members who are aware of their heinous crimes. If that results in tens of thousands of deportations, then that is what must happen. I want prosecutions for anyone in any position of authority who knew about these savages and did nothing, or even worse, concealed their crimes. Not just their dismissal, criminal prosecutions must follow. Many of these monsters have even been released back into the same communities where the children they raped reside. Words appropriate on this stage cannot adequately describe what I think of these beasts. I don't want thoughts and prayers from government. I want action. Deportations of foreign nationals who have come to our country and committed serious crimes against the British people. Deportations of those arriving in our country illegally. Send a message: if you come here without permission, you will not stay under any circumstance.
And there you go. And that is what Rupert Lowe thinks of it.
And there's only one political party that are actually saying that kind of stuff on a regular basis, and that's UKIP. Yeah. The sooner he joins, the better. They both seem to think the same way.
Well, of course, that was Rupert Lowe when he was Reform. But now he's not even Reform. Now he's independent. But you know what? He's still getting the job done. Because earlier today, he comes out with a statement. He posted this on X. For the rape gang inquiry. Today I am launching a national inquiry into the rape gang scandal. It will focus on 3 questions. What happened? How did it happen? And why was it allowed to happen? A crowdfunder has been set up. Please see the link below. I will, of course, personally, etc. I'll bring that up now. Just going to read this out. So if anyone has trouble reading, I'm going to read it out so you can hear exactly what's in his statement. So, please see the link below. I will, of course, personally donate. A qualified panel will be appointed to oversee the inquiry with a legal advisory team to support the panel throughout the inquiry. There will be 3 stages: evidence collection, public hearings, a report publication. There will be a secure submission process for evidence, and the hearings will be live streamed. In non-attendance, questions will still be put on record and evidence examined. The findings will be compiled and a report will be published. Any surplus funds raised will be donated to charities supporting victims, and every penny spent will be transparently published, which I think is great. Extensive discussions have taken place over the last couple of weeks in regards to participants of the panel and of the inquiry itself. More details will be announced soon. With the option to put yourself forward, witness protection and safeguarding will be prioritised. Finally, I would like to apologise. Promises were made by my former party about holding an inquiry, which we just discussed as well. And those promises were not kept. I tried to push behind the scenes, but evidently I did not go far enough, and for that I am sorry. I do not believe that making such a bold claims which give so much hope and then failing to deliver is an honest way of conducting politics, particularly on an issue of this magnitude. Positive press about a potential inquiry was accepted and used for political gain by Reform and Farage, but no real action was taken. That does not sit right with me at all. When I make a promise, I keep it. I stated on March the 12th I would do this. I am doing it. We are now ready for step 1, and this is just the start of the process. If you wish to donate, especially a larger amount, please read the information on the crowdfunder page. Permissible donors only, registered to vote in the UK registered companies. The mass rape of working class white girls by mainly Pakistani men is a rotten stain on our country's history. This inquiry will not be able to fully deliver justice, but it can shine a light on the horror and open people's eyes to the vast scale of the vile abuse and exploitation. We shouldn't have done this. It should be the government. But as we know, that is not happening. So that responsibility now lies with us. Any support you can give is appreciated. There will be more updates very soon. There we go. And then he has his crowdfunder link there, which I've also linked in the description of this video. So if anyone does want to make a donation, they can go along and support the cause.
Well, Red,
So,
right. Did you
thank
see
you.
already? Did you? Yeah, it said. Well, go back a little bit. It said that Rupert Lowe said that it would make a personal donation, but I've already seen on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, that Ben Habib made a £5,000 donation, and then Rupert Lowe said that he'll match it. So
That's right.
Have you seen that?
I saw it. Ben
Yeah.
Habib responded, and he said that he's made a £5,000 donation, of which Rupert Lowe then reposted that tweet and said, "I will match it." And then, of course, a third guy in the comments, no big account or anything, just some random guy came in and says, "Well, I'll match your two's £5,000," and he put £5,000 in as well. So
He said,
yeah, so that's 15.
They said earlier on that the original target was 100,000. It's already on 133,000, and their target has been stretched to 500,000 now.
Yeah, well, funny you mention that because, yeah, I mean, it was absolutely flying. You know, I shared the post originally and I says, if you can go and donate, do so. I says, I think this will hit the number quick. And it certainly did. In 6 or 7 hours, it hit 100,000. They hit their target that they wanted. And now they are stretching the target because currently we stand on, when I find it,
133,675.
Is that it?
I'm on it now.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I got it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well,
but this is when I. Well, if you were on it now, then you know, because I took this screenshot about 20 minutes ago.
yeah, look.
Yeah, so maybe it's just not updated properly. But yeah, so yeah, within 7 hours hit the target, and then it's on 133,000. You know, he's now put a 500,000 stretch target because the initial 100,000 was hit so quickly. Yeah, so that 500,000 will also go towards the inquiry and anything that needs. You know, the
There's
travel,
been. It looks
travel,
like
the witnesses protection.
It looks like there's been a cap on donations now, though, because if you look on the crowdfunding page, it says, "Please be aware that if your donation exceeds the threshold for registration, £1,499 £5.99. Either
That was already there.
Yeah, so what does that mean? When added by another donation you have made this year to Rupert, your name will be published in the House of Commons.
Yeah.
Register of
Well,
members in place.
Well, this is why I wondered how they donated the 5,000, because I mean
Yeah,
I
me
thought
too.
that was a cap of 1,500. But of course, with their donations that they've put in, apparently the average donation was £40 or just under. So it just goes to show that many, many people have donated to this, and it shows that the people care and love this country. They want to see justice for the kids and the victims, and
Well, that's it.
you
I
know, they're
mean,
paying to do so.
if you think about it, Rupert Lowe could have paid for this on his own if he wanted, but what it does is it highlights the amount of people that are actually concerned about this. By having a crowdfunder, you can see how many of members of public actually, care about this and want some action done because of it. So
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
exactly.
This way it's transparent. Everyone can see, how it's been done stage by stage from the beginning,
Yeah.
etc. So this is how government should be. Do you know what I mean? This is how how it should be. So it's really good to see.
Yeah, and Bluebell is one of those generous people that did donate. I donated earlier today. Working Class Patriot put the link up. Yeah, so well done for donating. Good on you. I donated a little bit, and yeah, we got on there. So
Just catching up on the chat.
Hmm?
Yeah, so I tell everyone about last Saturday anyway, because I say this is the first time really this has been mentioned since it was in the news, about the grooming gang scandal, etc., etc. We attended a march, didn't we, against abuse, in this case of children. Tell everyone how that went if they haven't seen your video already.
which one's that?
Saturday for the children.
Oh yeah, what? Talk about the event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So Saturday was the first event, which was called For the Children, or Unite for the Children, and basically it was another demo march, protest group, whatever you want to call it, marching through London, with the banners and the flags, and shout and save our kids, and getting their voices heard, getting the message out there. So we went along to the first event and we recorded it. Being a media channel, got that on my channel. So I've got the full stage highlights in one video. Well, not highlights, but the full stage video, so you can hear all the speakers and the harrowing stories that they had. I even had tears in my eyes, when I was there filming it, because it was just heartbreaking, some of the stories.
Me too. Yeah.
And then of course I got a separate video which shows the march highlights, where we booed Channel 4, etc. And just a little highlight video to show what went on. And Nick Tinconi showed up, which he does. That's the thing. He cares about this country. That's why he's
It was a big surprise, wasn't it? I didn't expect him to be there.
Yeah, so that was good. We didn't expect it. So we got in there and and then we had a beer with Nick. Went to the pub, had a beer with our mate Nick. Good old chat. That was quite fun. I enjoyed that. So
it was amazing. Let's be real. It was such a shock.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really good day. I mean, it was the first event. It went really well, I think. I mean, numbers-wise, considering such minimal people were, getting it out there on social media. I think the whole day went, apart from that one Palestinian incident, which didn't really affect us that much. I think the event was a success, and it was a really good day. And then at the end, when Nick turned up, it was like a fanboy moment for me. So I had to find
it was especially for you, because every time we went to an event, you were hoping to see him, didn't you?
It's just great to finally meet him in person, because I've spoken to him online and in spaces and stuff, never in person. So it was like cherry on the top, really, to a brilliant day. So really good day. So I got a good interview with him. Asked him a couple of questions, which you can see on my channel if you haven't seen it already, but I'm sure most of you have, because it did quite well. But hoping to meet Nick and some more patriots up in Manchester in a couple of weeks, aren't we?
Yeah, hopefully so. We got an event in Manchester on the 26th of April, and that's going to be again, for the children, against the grooming scandals, and raising awareness. There's going to be some, victims and sort of survivors that are going to speak on stage. I think you've got Raj Amir there. There's a host of names that are going to be there. I think 3 of them are MBE: Simon Bean,
I think Sydney's speaking again, isn't she? And Alan at this Manchester one. I know Sydney.
yes.
I'm not sure about Alan, but
Yeah, Sydney will be speaking again. So yeah, that was quite a heartbreaking story. I even said to her, I usually hold back my emotions and I don't show them. But I says, well, when she was telling her story, I couldn't help but the tears was coming in my eyes. So
I don't know. I don't know
it's
who was on
just-
my live, but I was the same.
And then of course Alan got up and he started speaking, and his story was extremely emotional as well. I mean, they all were, but certain stories hit harder, and his did, and that got me tearing up again. I was like, oh shit, this is it. But yeah.
And I mean,
It
to
was,
be
quite
fair,
emotional.
people need to hear these stories. I mean, the shock, the emotion. These are all
Yeah.
human reactions, and it's what people in society don't have anymore with the way things are going. There's no one really cares, unless it affects them kind of attitude. Whereas, we need to be more, more engaged.
But do you know what the sick thing is? The really sick thing is that the Stand Up for Racism group are going to go to Manchester on the 22nd and do a counter protest against the people that are doing a protest for the children and the
I know, I've
victims of
seen
grooming.
that.
It's crazy. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, where's their morals? They got no compassion. There's nothing. They're dead from the neck up.
Well, let's face it, they're
basically,
just showing
as someone
themselves
once
up for exactly what they are. So bring them on. I say there's going to be enough of
They're
us.
horrible people. I mean, they're spreading it around online. Oh, turn up, counter protest the racists. There's not going to be no, they're not racist anyway, but there's going to be nothing to do with bloody racism. It's for the kids and for the children that are still suffering right now under the hands of these grooming gangs, etc. And in all walks of life of abuse. So, shame on them. And
anyone,
they better stand
anybody
down because
about Manchester, come and join us, because it's a great cause, and we need as many people to spread awareness on this as we can.
yeah, that's it. Bluebell says there was another link for larger donations. Ah, okay. Because I did wonder, the likes of Elon Musk would see that and he'd just slap down 100 grand, like, it'd be done. So, so when I saw the cap, I thought that was it. So it's good there's another link there then. I think they'll hit their 500,000 as well. All the money will go to the victims and, help the victims in the future survivors. So
Bluebell just said that Paz has been kicked out. We forgot that the Reform Party thing was
I'm just
happening.
coming to that comment. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying we would have been watching it otherwise. But we're doing this now. But I do want to catch up on that and see what's been happening. What happened?
Paz 49 ex-army on YouTube was kicked out of Reform conference earlier. He drove for over 3 hours to get there. He's going to make a video later to say why. Joe, I think I saw a quick post of him actually saying something about Reform, but I didn't have time to read it. But I saw him post something to do with that. So yeah, so he was kicked out, was he? Did he elaborate? Is there any info as to why? Unless he said something wrong. I mean, I don't know. Paz 49, he never says too much. He's an ex-serviceman as well. They should have respect. So big up Paz 49.
I'm sure he told Farage what he thought of him, and the broken promises
No
that
doubt.
they keep on making, and the change of direction that the party has taken.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's mentioned all of that, if not some of it.
Probably. I wonder who else is going to be there though. We'll probably see loads of videos online on YouTube and that later. All the auditors from up north and that, they're probably going to be covering that as it'll be near to them. So I'm sure we'll see something on there. Oh, I forgot it was even tonight as well. I only remembered when I saw something about it earlier on X, and yeah, I thought there was going to be trouble. Being in Birmingham, I'm scared to go into Birmingham. Jesus.
We've played cards in Birmingham before.
Yeah, when it was still, fairly okay to go there, and even then, every shot was bloody right, and I couldn't understand on it. So, yeah, no, Birmingham's not a good place these days, and yeah. So we'll see how Reform gets on. See if there's any counter protests there.
Yeah, so I'm just having a quick look. Can't see anything at the minute, unless Bluebell's got a link. And do a live watch along. That's what I suggested just before we went
Yeah.
live.
But still, anyway, you know, Rupert Lowe getting the job done. Fantastic. Respect him. Lots of respect for him. I do hope he joins UKIP. There is talk that he'll form another party with Ben Habib or something, which a lot of people wouldn't be happy about, because they could say, well, they could just go into UKIP and go from there. UKIP have got a strong following and they're building a strong following. So,
Yeah, I mean, there was an interview, I think, with Nick Tenconi today, wasn't there, on whose channel was it? I'm going to watch it after we get off here. Well, I think he explains a few things about that, because a lot of them have come from UKIP already, haven't they? You think when Nigel Farage ruined UKIP before and became Brexit Party, and now Brexit Party's become Reform Party, and I guess some of the stragglers have been following him around, haven't they? Until he's ditched. So, I mean, I have more hope for UKIP regarding them lot when it's rebranded, maybe. They're still just thinking of it as the old UKIP, and yeah, they need to know that it's new.
Yeah, but that was discussed several times about the rebranding, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's coming. It's in the pipeline, isn't it?
Yeah. No, the security at the door threw him out. That's quite funny. The security at the door threw him out, past 49.
They threw someone out the other day for wearing a free Tommy Robinson t-shirt, didn't they?
That's right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He turned up for one of those, a small conference, and they threw him out for it. For supporting our boy Tommy, who is still suffering. So, So speaking of Tommy, like I say, we reported outside the High Courts about his trial, the way he was being treated and that. So if you haven't seen already, I have interviews with Jeff Taylor, Dan Wootton and co outside the courts there's Levant while we were there reporting, just getting a few words as to what was going on. But, even Dan Wootton said in that short interview that he wasn't holding any hopes up, didn't he? And then, of course, it all got declined anyway. So he was right.
There might be an update on Tommy soon, because there was a post come out from Tommy's team saying to any Urban Scoop email people, if you get emails from Urban Scoop or Scoop Urban, to check your emails. So there might be an email going around, which I have to look for as well. Yeah.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, so otherwise, when's the, do you remember when the appeal date was for the court case? Soon, isn't it?
I don't think there's an appeal date being set yet, but it is coming.
It's digital, though. It's not going to be where you turn up in court and actually have to be in front of the judge. But I think the decision, there is a date for it, but I forgot what it is. I'm sure it's soon, next week.
It's on the screen. I just noticed that. I put the comment up to read it, and then I just started reading it. I was like, well, there we go. There's the date.
Yeah, thanks, Boober. I think that's the 11th of April. So, I mean, as far as I know, it's a digital answer. So there's not.
That's right, because I was going to go to that, wasn't I, on the 11th, and then I was going to go from there to Bournemouth for the UKIP thing down there, but I can't go to Bournemouth because, it's too long a journey from where I am. So if I go to Bournemouth, I have to go down there and stay over and then get a train back, which is more than I can afford at the moment. So no Bournemouth for me, unfortunately, but I have booked Manchester, so you'll see me up at Manchester on the 26th.
Manchester is quite expensive as well, train ticket wise, I guess, but it has to be done.
Yeah, but at least it was a month in advance, because then it makes the train tickets cheaper. Of course, I do drive as well, but I don't like driving really long distances, so I tend to take trains, and they work out cheap on the fuel as well. So for places like Manchester and that, I take the train, save a bit on fuel.
Really, what he means to say is he wants to have another pint with Nick afterwards, so he's not going to be driving.
Yeah, well, that would be nice. It would be nice. I do like a good pint. But so that's all that. That's what we've got coming up. There are a few other events going on as well, like small events that I've seen posted about. I think Patriots have written posted a list of other small events happening. Like
you're coming down for London, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's on the 5th, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a crap one, but I've already booked my tickets now, so I'm going to have to go to it.
Yeah. It was that bad. But, yeah.
No, it's because I was supposed to go at work on that day, and I booked it without thinking. So now I'm gonna have to take a day off and cover London. I can't cancel. I can't cancel. It costs too much. So,
I'm sure it'll be worth it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna have a quick check.
I can make up the hours afterwards anyway, so it doesn't matter if I take that day off. So I'll go
If
for that.
Zen's made it, but yeah. Unfortunately, Zen had to have an operation this week, so she's not feeling too well. Hence why our quiz night was cancelled tonight. It's going to be back on next week. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That's why we thought
would have done the usual Friday quiz, but yeah, I thought I'd get on and discuss Rupert Lowe and yeah, let everyone know what's going on with the fundraising and the inquiry. So yeah, we'll do that. And I think that's probably what I'll do in future. Is when there's sort of breaking news, I'll just come on, I'll go live, and we'll discuss it. We'll set up a quick one. It's what Toosey does every day, isn't it? Doesn't he? Breaking news live. Right, there we go. 2 hours later or an hour later even. So
you've got to do it within half an hour. And get up
within half an hour, so I can beat Toosey. But no, it's he's got a lot of people feeding him the info and working for him, so that helps to get it up quicker. Me, I had to sit up, I had to set this up for hours just to get the clips and convert them and put them up. So, but yeah, hopefully it's good enough and informative to our 3 watchers, two watchers actually, Bluebell and someone else hiding. Well, thank you for watching.
Yeah, no, thanks everyone. It was a bit hit and miss doing it without any free advertising today, but hence the quiz cancellation. We thought we'd come up and just talk about this and what we've got coming up. So yeah, hopefully that'll inform everybody. Come and say, but I mean, you're down in London.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, that's why I stopped doing the Sunday lives, because we had 2, 3, 4 viewers, and it just wasn't working because no one was commenting. Thankfully, Bluebell, you've been commenting, so we've been able to discuss your comments and speak about those. But obviously, without having lots of comments to discuss, we're kind of just sitting here thinking about what to say, because we've covered the whole Rupert Lowe thing, we've shown everything, all the links and the videos, and then it's like, what do we talk about now? Let's have a look at the chat. No chat. So yeah,
everyone's watching the blooming reform thing, aren't they? So it's probably on GB News or something like that, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friday.
Yeah, I mean, there's that as well. I mean, there is the Birmingham Reform Conference. I think that was going live at 6:30. But yeah, but who's going to be watching that? No one wants to watch Reform right now, do they?
I bet everyone wants to watch Paz getting kicked out now. So.
Yeah, I'll just stick YouTube on and wait for Paz's video to come out. So good old Paz. Yeah, so we'll wrap this up then. So never been a short one, but it was always going to be. So
yeah, thanks for getting involved, Bluebell. It's nice to see you again on another one of our streams.
Yeah, of course.
You haven't done one of these for a while though, so your algorithm's probably been a bit punched anyway.
Yeah, I think my algorithm's crap anyway, because I mean, even when I first started the channel, I was getting hundreds of views of videos. But then recently, it's like, even with videos are getting like less than 100. It's lives aren't getting any views, not many. So it could be algorithm. But of course, I'm picking up my content. The thing is, I think I went silent for about 2 or 3 weeks where I didn't really upload much. That's because I didn't have much to upload. I'm not the typical newsreader like Toosey that can just come on, read the news. And I like to be somewhere at events, covering, getting in the action. So of course, I had a few events lately, and the content's back on my channel. But I got to keep something going to keep the algorithm going. So yeah. But of course, people can watch this back. So
what happened to your getting fit, hey, and all your VR boxing? I was looking forward to more videos of that.
Well, I've started again now. I took a little bit of a few days off, and I went to London, as I always do, because I like to enjoy myself. But yeah, no.
You like pizzas from proper pizza places.
I've had blueberry porridge and Diet Cokes today and bananas. So back on the healthy. RBM must get fit, and he is getting fit. So that is my goal this year. I've already lost a stone.
Have you? Or did you take a
Yes.
dump this morning?
No, just from cutting out, crisps and things like that. Crap stuff that you normally pick up. Just cutting those out mainly has been enough. All my snacks.
No,
I'm a
good. Good
snacker.
luck.
When I snack on like Haribo and stuff. It's not good. So yeah, cut all that out and I've lost weight.
Get some dried prunes or something.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, anyway, to anyone who does watch this back, please give us a comment, a like, thumb up, share if you want to share, all that good stuff. And we shall see you again real soon.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bluebell, and
let us know what you think of Rupert Lowe in the
anonymous chat
comments.
for watching. Yeah,
As I say, yeah, if you're joining us late, let us know what you think of Rupert Lowe in the comments, and let us know if you think
Yeah.
he should join UKIP or not.
yeah, definitely. So, right, thank you all, and we shall see
Thanks,
you
everyone.
soon.
Peace.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.